Hey everyone, welcome to Anaheim Park Tourist. In today's video, we're giving our overnight experience at the Cambria Hotel and Suites in Anaheim. The Cambria is located at 101 East Catella in Anaheim, and it is about a 1 mile walk or 20 minutes to the gates of Disneyland. We actually recommend if you want to walk over to the Toy Story lot, which is about a half-mile walk and only 10 minutes, and you can grab that free Toy Story shuttle. If you don't mind paying for a shuttle, there is an art stop, Anaheim Resort Transit, and that is located right outside the hotel.
Up next is staff and service, and we had excellent encounters with all the staff here at the Cambria. As soon as we entered, they would greet us, and when we leave for the day, they would also say goodbye to us. They were fantastic, and actually we kind of have a funny story. One of the nights, one of our kids did not want to join us, and so he stayed in the room, and we were in constant communication with him texting, and I let him know, hey, we'll be home in about 10 minutes. Okay, yeah, no problem. Well, we made the mistake of telling him to lock that extra lock on the door just for safety reasons, and when we arrived back to the room, he was asleep, and the room he was in was nowhere near the door to enter our room, and we could not wake him up no matter how many times we called the room phone, we called a cell phone, nothing. So we had to go downstairs, and I was absolutely mortified, and I had to ask them for help, and they came up and they were so friendly and nice, and they opened the door for us, and they were actually laughing, saying this happens so much more than you would ever think, and to not be embarrassed. But yeah, I would say their staff there is fantastic, and we had great interactions with all of them.
Property conditions. We were quite apprehensive about staying at the Cambria. If you roll the clock back to July 2020, there was a massive fist fight or a massive brawl at the pool. There was 100 or so people involved in this fight. Ever since then, we've been thinking, oh, I don't think we want to stay there. But Anaheim was a very different place back in that summer, and we just started our channel back then. Rest assured, we follow all the reviews of hotels before we stay at it, and we always recommend that you do the same thing. Look at the most recent reviews at a hotel and see how they're trending. Just don't use us as your sole resource to book. And the reviews of the Cambria have been trending really well. And so when we got there, there's security everywhere, and we're pretty sure this is to make sure that the place is safe and secure for all the guests, and there's uniformed guards just about every entry point to the hotel. And we really love that they're taking safety and security seriously at the hotel. Onto the hotel, everything was clean, it was spotless. This was probably one of our best family hotel trips in quite some time. The last big family trip we took, we stayed at the Grand, and if you saw our experience video at the Grand Californian, we had quite a not as nice stay for a $900 to $1,000 a night room as we should have. This hotel was perfect. We had no complaints whatsoever. One thing I do want to point out, when you go into the parking garage, you need to use your key card to get into that garage, and then you need to once again scan that key card to get into the hotel from the parking garage, which is underground. And then when you leave the hotel, you also need that same key card to get back out into the parking garage. It was a little bit of a pain because I forgot my key card, and I had to kind of beg and plead to get somebody to let me out into the garage to go ahead and get my car. This brings us to room comfort and noise, and one thing we love about the hotel is the room layout we stayed in. We booked a 2-queen suite, 2 queen beds in one room, and there was a pull-out couch and a kitchenette in the other side of the room. The reason why we like that so much, the room where we sleep is very quiet, and that's what we experienced. We did not hear any hallway noise from the portion of the room we were in, and the road noise was very minimal. We loved the beds, and we enjoyed their comfort. One thing I want to point out, a viewer also said this, we experienced the same thing. The pull-out couch is not that comfortable. We had our teenage son sleeping in there, and he complained about his back hurting. We recommend that it's probably a better place for smaller children to sleep versus teens or young adults. This room also had 2 showers, which made getting ready a lot easier in the morning. We love the fact that it had a kitchenette. In the kitchenette, it had a refrigerator and a freezer. We were able to refreeze our ice packs for a road trip, and we loved having a microwave and a sink.
Next up are the amenities. The biggest amenity at this hotel is the hot breakfast that is included with your room rate. This was a fantastic hot breakfast. We would say it's a step above most hot breakfasts in the area, and we loved all the different options options they had. That being said, it was very crowded in the food area where you grabbed all the food. It was very crowded, but they had lots of seating throughout the entire hotel for the breakfast, but the lines for the food was quite long, and we always usually love to get the make your own waffles, but that line was crazy long, so we didn't even attempt both of our mornings because it was just such a long line. But they did have a lot of great hot options, and they changed daily, and there's usually an egg option, some kind of meat option, sausage, and usually some kind of a potato option as well. Plus they had tons of other things, bagels, bread, muffins, yogurt, fruit, cereal, oatmeal, tons of different choices for everyone. We really loved the breakfast. We tried our best to get as much footage as possible for the breakfast area, but it was really hard to film because there are so many people, and we do try our best not to film others and be in other people's face with our cameras. So we did our best, but it's not the best filming. Another huge amenity at this hotel is their pool area. Their pool area is pretty darn awesome. They have 2 water slides, a kiddie pool, a really large spa area, and a humongous pool. It had tons of seating around as well. We were so excited to check out this pool, and then it was really cold when we were there, and we never went out there because we were cold and we didn't want to be cold.
Cold and windy.
I packed swimsuits for everyone and everything, and yeah, we never got to experience it, but it does look pretty darn awesome, and if you're going to be having a rest day or you come back for a break, it would be a great spot for that. Now, there's lots of other amenities at this hotel, so please bear with me. I'm going to read from a piece of paper because there's just no way I can remember all of these different amenities that they have. So here it goes. They do have a small gift shop that's in the lobby that sells drinks and snacks, and we did take advantage of that 1 or 2 nights because the kids were hungry. They also have a 24-hour gym, free Wi-Fi. Another huge perk of this hotel as well, it's further away from Disneyland, which is a little bit inconvenient. It is so close to tons of different food options. So if you're tired of the park food, or you're tired of paying park food prices and you want something cheaper and you want to just eat in your room and relax, there's a lot of options nearby. Right in the shopping center connected to the hotel, there's a full-service Starbucks. We did notice that when we were there, mobile ordering was not available in the early morning hours, and that location is very crowded. So we suggest giving yourself about 15-20 minutes to order and get your drinks from that location. But also in that shopping center, there is a California Fish Grill, Jersey Mike's, Luna Grill, and the Habit Burger. And then also a very short walk from the Cambria is the Garden Walk Mall, and the Garden Walk Mall has so many different food options as well. One of our favorites there is the Cheesecake Factory, and that's actually where we ate one of our nights. We were able to make a reservation online, and we really enjoyed the food, and it was a quick walk back to the hotel, which we loved. Last up is the Cambria does have an on-site bar. It looked lovely, but we never had a chance to check that out, unfortunately, but it is nice to have that option if you're looking for something like that as well.
That brings the question up, who would want to stay at this hotel? And we think this hotel is good for families or groups of people who don't mind staying a little bit further away from Disneyland, but want a hotel that has other things to do, like the water park, and have amenities like all the restaurants that are right next door. And we think this is a good option for that because you can escape that hustle and bustle of the park, relax at a resort, and then go back and forth between the parks and the hotel. We think that'd make a great vacation for someone who really likes to split their days up. So if you want to check out the room tour of the Cambria, go ahead and click the link here. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.